Ben Reeves.
Yeah.
Celeste. Platforming game that's out on absolutely everything known to man, including the Switch, which a lot of people are playing it on. This game came out last week. It is from the creators of Towerfall, one of the best local multiplayer games, I think, ever at this point. It came out, and people are treating it like a religion.
Yeah.
They're falling to their knees and praying to the Lord. Celeste as a platformer. What has been your experience
Something
so
about
far?
strawberries.
It's pretty good.
About strawberries.
It is a lot of strawberries.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. I'm not ready to bow down to it yet, but it's.
Can you help your brother build his house?
I think I wasn't like a crazy Towerfall guy. I like Towerfall and what it was doing. I think this is more appeals to me just in like the type of game it is because it's a platformer, run and jump. People have compared it a lot to Super Meat Boy.
Yeah,
and that it's a challenging platformer and it has a lot of quick restarts. As soon as you die, you start over again.
God bless it.
I will say, I think it's a little bit easier than Super Metroid.
Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy. What happened? I think it's a little easier than Super Metroid. So if that like turns you off,
Meat Boy.
Gosh, Suriel, you're throwing me off again.
I'm sick of these Meat Boy Vanias.
Dude, come on. Anyway, if hearing the words Super Meat Boy turns you off because you're like, oh, that game was hard, maybe try this because it's not quite as bad.
Also, one of the interesting things about Celeste is they have a crazy assist mode, which they give you the option to turn on at any point. It's one of the most ambitious ones I've ever seen in a game where you can... It basically feels like dev tools.
Yeah.
Like the amount of freedom that they give you. Like, oh, you can have infinite jump. You can be invincible. You can slow down the game speed. Like, you know, the variety of options within Towerfall for like setting up a custom match and stuff.
Right.
Imagine that applied for just how can we help a player get through a game?
You can
Here's all the
basically-
options.
You can become immune to everything. It's
Yeah.
one of the modes. One thing we didn't mention is there's like a mid-air dash thing,
It's key.
which functions sort of like a double jump. So you jump once and then you have a dash. You can go in kind of any direction.
And a lot of the game is that push and pull between like I need to land on a platform to repower my double jump, and
Right.
it's a very smart move where they have Celeste's hair. The main character's name is Celeste, right?
Yeah.
Okay, her
It's
hair will
red.
change color
Right.
when she can do that double jump, like that cool air dash.
And she can also climb on anything, which is kind of cool. She can climb straight up vertical walls if you hold down a button, but only for a limited time.
Yeah, she has like an invisible stamina meter, basically.
Yeah, and her grip will eventually run out, and she starts to like sort of vibrate and shake, like she's straining at the core, just trying to hold on.
So there are plenty of tough platformers out there. I'm trying to figure out. I'm only in like the second world, if you want to call it, because you're slowly climbing this mountain. Second area. And once I saw kind of, this is a weird thing, but the cosmic jelly turn
Yeah.
where it like boosts you through it. That was my first time playing the game where I feel like it elevated to like, oh, this is going to be more creative than I was expecting maybe. Is it just the more you go into the game, there's more and more creative stuff like that?
Yeah, it feels like every area of the game is kind of broken up into zones, has a kind of new element to it, like the jelly that you just talked about. That's like the second area, and that was the point for me where I was like, oh, this could actually be really cool if they take this in some wild areas and directions. And I will say I feel like that second area is probably still my favorite.
Oh, okay.
The areas after that have done other cool things, but maybe not as wild as that second area. But it does change things up. That's just what I like about it, where every new zone has some like different like twist on things. In one area, you're sort of fighting the wind, which blows in different directions. So there's always something different to look forward to. And I never felt like I was kind of growing tired of doing the same old jumping around.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Meat Boy comparisons flying around, as you know when you said, but it seems more puzzly than Meat Boy. Like the thing I love about Meat Boy is just the purity and simplicity of it. Like you're here, you get to there, you're going to die 1,000 times, go. Whereas I ran into situations already in this game where it's like, oh, there's multiple paths here. I don't know exactly. Okay, I have to go to this, then this will fall, and then I got to jump off that over to here. It feels more open.
It's
right?
less sort of one-off levels where you
Yeah.
complete a simple challenge, and more like these interconnected sort of. Okay, in order to unlock the jelly, like that you were talking about earlier, you have to go to a certain part of the level to sort of activate it, and then you can sort of start messing around with the way it lets you propel yourself around the field. So I think that stuff is pretty cool. Reeves, have you messed around with any of the B-sides at all? Because I feel like those are sort of hidden collectibles, and they act as sort of harder versions of those levels. And so I went and did the one for the second world, and that one actually was on like some like Meat Boy level hard of just like, I'm going to die like 300 times.
Oh god,
That's curious, yeah, because I've unlocked it. I've found a couple of those tapes which unlock that stuff, and that's cool to hear. I haven't messed around with it yet, but
also the strawberries that you collect, so they act as sort of a way to have optional challenges of just, hey, if you can get through this level or you can get the strawberry, which makes it harder. But they don't, as far as they tell you straight up, like they don't do anything. They're just there for bragging rights, basically.
There are these collectible strawberries just scattered around the environment.
Remember the other day in the office? I won't name the person just in case they'd be embarrassed, but they're trying to say strategy RPG and they said strawberry RPG.
Oh my god, Kyle, that was you, wasn't it?
Let's just say it was. That's a very funny idea.
Yeah, that was
calling
funny
something a
that I said
strawberry
that.
RPG. So overall, the game is.
It's really good.
Okay.
I like it a lot. I don't know what I would score quite yet, but if you're
Sure.
at all interested in that type of game, I would say check it out because it's like a high quality platformer.
One of the best platformers in a while, fair to say?
Yeah, I would say.
Wow, there we go. A lot of people love it. Thank you so much for watching this excerpt from the Game Informer Show podcast. You can subscribe to the audio version and listen to new episodes airing every Thursday. We cover big games on the horizon, games that we've just reviewed. We have long-form developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So check it out every Thursday.